One of the things that drives me nuts is when people say, I'm not going to worship a God who demands to be worshiped, who demands to be feared and is vengeful and just full of wrath. And I think it's important that we remind ourselves not to analyze a 2,000-year-old text with our understanding of what language is today. Because throughout time, language loses and shifts its meaning. So we can't look at the words in this text and think that just because we see fearful or should be feared and is wrathful and vengeful and think they always mean the same thing as what they do today. There was a verse I thought that did a really good job at capturing this often lost form of translation between modern understanding of language and the way the text was actually written, was John chapter 3, verse 36. It says, "The one who believes in the Son has eternal life, but the one who refuses to believe in the Son will not see life. Instead, the wrath of God remains on him." Wrath here would often be looked at as like a outburst of violent emotion or retaliation or a vengefulness, but it's actually saying the wrath of God remains on him. So choosing not to believe in Jesus means that you are choosing to remain in God's wrath. So what is it talking about when it says God's wrath? It's actually referring to a separation from God. It's going all the way back and referring to this original separation from God in the Garden of Eden when Adam and Eve ate from the tree of knowledge of good and evil. God, being God of all pure good, holiness, and love, can't be of sin. And so as a result of that action by Adam and Eve, he had to cast them out away from him. And our perfect union with God was broken from that moment on. And we lived in separation from him. So this verse right here is saying that if you choose not to accept a relationship with Jesus, which is the bridge between God offering his Son so that we could rejoin him in heaven in eternity and walking hand in hand with him once again, if you choose not to accept that, you will remain in God's wrath. The wrath was that initial choice that God had to make on our behalf to separate us from him because he could not be one with sin. So one would often look at this verse and immediately think that because you decide not to choose Jesus, then you're subject to God's wrath. And it's like, no, it's not that you're subject to God's wrath. It's that you're remaining in the initial separation that took place. You're choosing. The choice is yours, okay? The choice is for you to either choose separation from God and continue living a broken life with your sin here on earth, or to accept the relationship with him in the unity. He's not going to force you into a relationship. He will fight for you, but he's not going to force you into it. Now, this shouldn't be confused in saying that God isn't always wrathful or vengeful. The very core of who God is love, and it is the lack of sin. And so God has a core aspect of him that vengefully hates sin and is wrathful against sin because it is separate from him. So when he experiences that and experiences us going through that on earth, it hurts him and it pains him. And so there is a wrathful hatred for sin. But that's not what this text is talking about here. It's not talking about a wrathful outburst of emotion on us for not choosing Jesus and not choosing to accept him as God. It is a offering to bring us into heaven with him, and he's giving us the choice to either choose him and choose Jesus and choose this life back in union with him like we once had, or choosing a life separated and remaining in that separation with him. If you liked this, click like, follow, subscribe. If it didn't connect with you and you actually disagree with some of it, please comment. I have no ego attached in this. I am looking for dialogue back and forth. This is merely just me brain blasting over the text as I'm thinking about it and being like, oh wow, that actually hit me different than it usually does. And I wanted to share it with others. So if you want to join part of this community, I'd love to have you. I'm hoping to post more of these videos in the future. So